Hey, today is the day. It's been about 3 weeks. I've been waiting for this appointment for my wrist, and I'm heading there right now as we speak. Pretty excited to finally get some answers and figure out what's going on. I'm really hoping they're going to do an MRI. They did an X-ray, and from what they could tell, there's something going on. An MRI would, I think, reveal it even more. So, the place I'm going, I went about a year ago for shoulder surgery on my left shoulder, and they were just excellent. I cannot say enough good about their whole office, everything that they did, all the way to the waiting room where you go in, get prep room, whatever, all the way to knocking me out, and I wake up, and the recovery was great. Very good physician, surgeon that I'll be meeting with. I don't know what's going to happen. So here we go. It's a little bit cool out today. It's 10 degrees this morning. We really haven't had much of a winter here. We don't have any snow yet. Sometime in the next day or two, I'll be gearing up for the surprise collaboration that's coming up. I hope it's within a couple of weeks. I haven't seen it yet. I might just drop a little hint. There is, as they say, some assembly required. And here we are. Four Seasons Orthopedics. Woohoo! Here we go. It feels like my blood pressure's going up a little bit just from the excitement. Let's get this thing going. Hey, so I'm out of my appointment, and I got a picture to frame. It's an X-ray of my hand. It shows arthritis, of course. I don't know why. I'm not that old. Little bone chip, things, bone rubbing on bone. So they're referring me down to another hospital to see a specialist. Hopefully I get that appointment soon to get this thing rolling, hey? Great guy. He did my shoulder last year, so I'm waiting for a call from Dartmouth Hospital. All right. Okay, back in the shop. And yes, this is definitely in the way. There were quite a few comments about this. I'm going to fix it right now. A lot of you folks mentioned moving this as the stop, lowering it down probably up in there. That's taller than most people should be. It's just 2 screws. Looks like it would go pretty easily. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Okay. That was easy. Another thing that I forgot completely about was this. Somebody asked about it. I think it's time to take it down. I'll take it over here and I'll tell you a little bit of history about what this is. Never realized how ugly it looked over there. In 2011, my shop right here burnt to the ground. It was a Cape style garage. We had a stairway in the back to go up. There was a kerosene space heater that we had in the back, torpedo space heater, that would just blow heat, so I'd plug it in whenever I needed some heat. They figure that defaulted, and based on the burn pattern of what was left of the garage, they said it started back there, so that's what they attributed it to. I had a ton of stuff in here. We were due to have a delivery of a truckload of plywood, probably 4 or 5 units that we were going to stock for jobs that we had sold. This was in 2011. And this is the remains of a 32-foot fiberglass ladder. That's all that's left of it. It just seemed like those are fiberglass fibers that make up, that are inside of the ladder. 32 feet, and that's all that's left, is about a foot of this, burnt to a crisp. We had over in that corner a magnesium bull float that we used for traveling concrete. Magnesium, I found out, doesn't need air to burn once it gets hot enough, and it actually burned a hole right through the concrete over there. I'm probably going to cover a few different things. This floor, as part of the history, in 2011 we poured this floor on top of another floor. The one below got all pitted from the fire, scored. That we built the original garage in, I think, 2008 or 9, 2008, and so that slab had been there, so that's going on 14 years. Poured a 6-inch slab with a thickened perimeter. So after it burnt, we put 2 inches of foam, high density foam, on top of the old concrete. Then we poured another 6 inches on top of that. There's not a single crack in this. This second layer of concrete that we put, so we had concrete, foam, concrete. There's no rebar in this upper one. I think we did fiber mesh. But the floor is nice and smooth, not a crack to be found. And again, we do that because it's what we call an Alaskan floating slab, where you thicken the perimeter. You make sure that the earth is well drained, that it's a good compacted gravel base, so that no water is running towards the slab. And we've had great results with that. Not a crack in this. Tons of paint. We paint in here quite a bit, so the floor is pretty, it doesn't look just concrete. It's got paint all over the place. One project we have to do this winter is fix or just do maintenance on the ladder hoist. I love this thing. It's been so handy. It needs some attention. Might as well get it up to a decent working height. A little bit of an update on my wrist. It was after my appointment locally, they said they were going to send a referral down to Dartmouth Hospital. And after 2 days, I hadn't heard from anybody, so my wife suggested I give Dartmouth a call and see if they had received the referral, and they hadn't. So we started making phone calls to find out when I'm going to get that referral. And now right now it's the weekend, and so everything's closed down. So we won't hear anything till at least Monday. So you know what we do? We wait, we wait, we wait, we wait, we wait, we wait, we wait. We wait patiently, of course, I know that the medical industry is really backed up, and so patience is critical. Patience. I'm a patient, or I will be a patient. So the bone chip and the torn ligament, they're not sure of the three options because I haven't talked with anybody yet. Removing the bone chip, fusing a bone, removing a bone, repairing that tendon, ligament, I'm sorry. So I still don't have any answers. So I really want to get it taken care of this winter before we get back into the heavy building season. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep praying. Okay, I'm going to do maintenance on the ladder hoist. I wish I knew where there was some lubricant. Oh, wait. Oh, look. Oh, here's a whole box of them. I have a choice of WD-40 or PB Blaster. I'll go with WD-40. Let's take a look at this. The first thing I want to check on the hoist is this pulley. It doesn't feel like it's moving freely. The platform slides pretty well still, so just to free up a little bit. It does still spin. Put some WD-40 in there. Okay, this all looks good. That's a pretty stout piece of steel that we used right there. We'll take a look at this. We'll check out the carriage to see how well this moves. It slides pretty well, but it feels like it's dragging a little bit. These shoulder washers, there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. I'll get a close-up look at this because this, I noticed a while ago, was pretty loose. That shouldn't move at all. So I'm pretty sure the bearings in there are gone, and all 4 are the same. Everything is tight on the chassis itself, the carriage. It's just a little sloppy because of these shoulder washers. It's going to be interesting to see if I can find some of these because they're not a very common washer. I have a couple of resources. I'll check into that, see if I can pick some up, and we'll change those. Down on this end, let's take a look. Okay, the motor itself is still really solid. These are 8-inch tires that I added. I had this bar down here anyway, so I ran a rod through and tightened it up so that it makes it so much easier to move this around on site. You just pick up that end a little bit and it'll walk around on these tires really well. It might be nice, I don't know if I can find any. It'd be nice to have a wider tire because these, if you're on loose gravel around the job site or sand, it really digs down in and drags. But this one seems okay. It's starting to feel like those bushing, the bearings in there might be going bad. On the other side, let's take a look at that. This one is definitely in bad shape. I will be replacing that. So 2 new tires, new shoulder bushings, shoulder washers. The feet all seem to be good and sturdy. Frame's fine. The wear and tear on this, surprisingly, this hasn't worn. There's a lot of friction right here, or pressure, as the platform goes up and down, but this hasn't worn at all. Happy with that. Let's just see a demonstration of it going. Let's see. With my hand, if I pick straight up, it's not so bad. It's when I try to turn that it bothers. Let's see. I'll just rest it up there. Again, you can see how easily it rolls around. When it reaches a certain point, the feet start dragging. Then it goes a little harder. Let's see how that works. That's just a 2x4 across holding my green screen. Not sure how sturdy I've made that. Okay, plug this baby in. I'll just brace it just to make sure. It is leaning against the wall up there. It pretty easily sends 4 bundles of shingles up on the roof. It'll send 5 or 6 sheets, full sheets of plywood, 5/8 CDX. So with the shoulders going bad, sometimes coming down it tends to stick. I don't know if it will. Seems to be going fine. I will replace those anyway just to firm it up so it's not so loose. There, okay. Well, that wraps up what we're going to do with this. Just wanted to point out a little thing about roofing. I just kind of threw this together. It's not very sturdy. Just sitting here to show a steep roof. When we put metal roofing on, the biggest problem is always doing the ridge cap, getting up there. When you have metal on both sides, it's usually quite slippery. And typically, I've always had these for ladder hooks. The ladder attaches to this, and there might be a slight space like this, but you can't get the ridge cap on under there. So I looked around, couldn't find one. In frustration, I made my own. It really just needs an extra bend right here to give you clearance so you can get that ridge cap underneath there. I've used that quite a bit. Just a fun little fact, this wheel is interchangeable onto here. And away we go. All right. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. Off to the store to get parts for the ladder hoist. Have a great day and be safe, stay warm.